Do you have problems with your power clean? I'm going to be breaking down one of my client's videos so that he and you can improve your power clean technique today. Hi guys, I'm Sean LaFlock from Flock Fitness, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. First off, I want to thank Baron for sending me a video to break down, because not only is this going to help him improve his technique, but if I share it with you, you might be picking up one or two things along the way. Now, Baron has been lifting for probably 6 or 7 years, though in the beginning, he was doing very lightweight because he was younger. Now that he's over 15 years old, which is usually the mark that I have athletes starting to lift heavier weights, Baron is actually 16 years old, and he is a student at Exeter Academy, where he's a lacrosse player, very high-level lacrosse player there. I actually do remote coaching for Baron while he's at school. I write a program for him, and he executes it while at school. He then sends me videos for feedback, and this is one of those videos that I'm going to be breaking down for him today. So let's start off with Baron's setup position here. You can see that his back is relatively flat in this position, which is good, but you can see that he's lacking a little bit of hip flexion because his lower back is rounded very slightly. So prior to setting up in his starting technique, what I would do is I would make sure that he has ab tension. So he's kind of almost like muted in his hips. So his hips are tilted forward here. So they're more here. What I would want is him to stay back through his heels, feel his lower abs engage, and then from there, push his hips back to get down to the bar. So he kind of rounds his back to get down to the bar, and his upper back is round and soft as well. From here, his starting position, he lacks hip flexion. So what's going to happen is, instead of him being able to drive with his legs and keep his butt down, pushing through his heels, he's going to tip forward into his toes. So you can see that as Baron starts to drive off the ground, his weight transfers forward into his toes. Now, that's important because later on, as he finishes his extension, you're going to see that the weight is already much further forward than where it started. And this is all caused by the fact that Baron is starting with his hips in the wrong position. So for Baron, what I would love to see is feeling abs in the starting position, feeling more heels and feeling further back. Now from here, that's where he's going to start to push off the ground, and he's thinking about keeping his chest up throughout the entirety of the movement. So he's not going to let that chest collapse. So he's going to keep his chest more up off the ground. Now, in terms of the finish, I like how Baron's pushing through the floor. He's got great extension here. He's extending his hips, knees, and ankles, which is awesome. But the last thing that I think you could pick up on that Baron does that's a very common thing that a lot of lifters who are novice do is they end up pulling the bar up to their shoulders rather than pulling themselves down. So let me show you what I mean. As Baron finishes his extension, the only thing that he's doing from here should be to drop his hips down and then get his elbows up and around. But you'll see that Baron waits and pulls the bar up to his shoulders, and that's indicative by the fact that his hips really aren't dropping all that much. They're actually shoving forward instead. So what I would like to see is, as soon as he's up, now he's going to be retreating his hips down to receive that bar. And you can see that they go more forward, and he's catching that bar more through his toes. So hips up, then hips go right back down to catch that bar. Even so, it's a completed lift, but as the weight gets heavier for Baron, this is going to be a much bigger problem because the weight is going to be too heavy for his arms to pull up into his shoulders. So this would be my breakdown of Baron's technique. If we go back to the beginning, first things first, I would establish better starting position so that he can drive off the floor more appropriately, pushing through his heels. And then the other biggest tip is you're going to drop your hips after you pull, and you're going to get those elbows around in order for you to complete the lift. Thanks again to Baron for sending me that video, and hopefully you got something out of this video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. If you have a video that you'd like me to break down, you can send it to me on my Instagram at Flock Fitness. Would you like to work with me on a remote or personal training basis? We have openings available, so go ahead and send me an email at sean@flockfitness.com. And we'll see you next time with another video from Flock Fitness. Have a great day.